Imagine if you could change your life in just 3 days, that everything holding you back, everything limiting you, everything making you feel stuck, could be transformed into something positive and liberating. How? Through something as simple, yet powerful, as the words you say to yourself. Stoicism, one of the oldest and wisest philosophies, teaches us that our greatest power lies in how we choose to react to life. And in that reaction, words play a crucial role. The words you choose to use with yourself have the power to shape your destiny, redirect your energy, and change the course of your thoughts and emotions. Now, I invite you to a transformative challenge. For 3 days, speak to yourself in a different way, not as you would on days filled with frustration, doubt, or despair, not as you would with a critical or defeated voice. Speak as if you were your own mentor, as if you were the hero of your own story, as if your mind and heart were aligned with unshakable peace. In this video, you'll discover how Stoicism can radically change the way you speak to yourself and how, by doing so, you transform not only your mind, but also your reality. If you dare to take this path, I guarantee that by the end of those 3 days, you'll begin to see changes that once seemed impossible. Get ready for a journey that will change how you see yourself, and in turn, how you see the world. The power is in your words. Are you ready to discover it? Lesson 1. The language you use defines your world. The words you choose don't just describe your reality, they create it. Every phrase you repeat shapes your perception, influences your emotional state, and determines the actions you take each day. If you tell yourself it's impossible, I'm not good enough, or I always fail, you're programming your mind to make those beliefs your reality. The Stoics understood that mastery over language is mastery over the mind. Marcus Aurelius never allowed himself to use words that would weaken him. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us that influences us, but the interpretation we give to it, and that interpretation starts with the language we use. If every obstacle leads you to say it's too difficult, you'll strengthen the belief that you can't overcome it. But if you change your inner dialogue and tell yourself, this is a challenge, but I can face it, your brain will activate a problem-solving mechanism rather than one of surrender. Starting today, eliminate phrases like, I can't, I don't deserve it, or it's too late to try. Replace them with statements that empower you. I'm capable. I learn quickly. Every challenge makes me stronger. Speaking with determination is not self-deception. It's training your mind to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. The words you choose determine the course of your life. Use them wisely. Lesson 2. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. Your mind is the filter through which you experience the world. If it's filled with negative thoughts, you'll see problems everywhere. If, however, you train your mind to focus on solutions and lessons, you'll begin to see opportunities where you once saw only obstacles. The Stoics understood this better than anyone else. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the mind could be his greatest ally or his worst enemy. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us that defines us, but the way we interpret it. Think about this. If you constantly repeat, I'm a failure, sooner or later you'll believe it and act accordingly. But if you tell yourself, I'm learning and improving every day, your brain will begin to work in that direction. Thoughts are seeds that over time grow and become the reality you live. That's why whenever a negative thought enters your mind, question it. Ask yourself, does this thought strengthen me or weaken me? If the answer is that it weakens you, eliminate it immediately. Don't let limiting beliefs take control. Replace it with something that moves you forward. I am in control. I can learn. Every day I make progress. An uncontrolled mind is like a wild horse. It will drag you wherever it wants. But if you train it, it will become your means of achieving success and peace. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Learn to master them, and you will master your destiny. Before continuing, I invite you to like and share this video so it can reach more people. And if you don't want to miss my upcoming content, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Lesson 3. You are not your emotions, you are the one who observes them. Most people live as slaves to their emotions. They get angry and say, I'm an impulsive person. They feel anxious and think, I'm like this, I can't help it. They drown in sadness and believe it's part of their identity. But this is a trap of the mind. The Stoics understood a fundamental principle. You are not your emotions, you are the one who experiences them. Emotions are automatic responses of the body and mind to external situations. You can't avoid them, but you can decide what to do with them. Imagine being the sky, and your emotions as the clouds. Some are light and fleeting, others are violent storms, but none of them last forever. If you identify with the storm, you will feel trapped in it. But if you distance yourself and observe it, you will understand that sooner or later it will pass. The next time you experience anger, fear, or sadness, instead of reacting thoughtlessly, stop, breathe, and tell yourself, I am experiencing this emotion, but I am not this emotion. Don't say I am furious, but rather, I am experiencing anger. Don't say I am anxious, but instead I am feeling anxiety right now. This simple change will give you a level of control that few possess. The difference between someone who is swept away by emotions and someone who masters them is not the absence of feelings, but the ability to observe them without being controlled by them. Learn to view your emotions as an observer, and you'll discover that none of them can govern you without your permission. Lesson 4. The present is your only reality. Think about this. How many times have you lost yourself in thoughts about the past, regretting mistakes, or wishing you had done something differently? How many times have you felt anxious about the future, imagining problems that may never happen? The human mind has a natural tendency to wander between what has been and what could be, but the Stoics understood a fundamental truth. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain. Only the present is real. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not wander in thoughts of the future, for soon you will arrive there, if it is your destiny. Instead, focus on the present, and do your best with it." Every time you notice your mind filled with regrets or fears about what is to come, repeat to yourself, the past no longer exists, the future has not yet arrived. I only have this moment. When you internalize this idea, you free yourself from the weight of what you cannot control and direct your energy toward the only thing that truly matters, what you can do right now. Practicing this mindset does not mean ignoring the future or forgetting the lessons of the past, but rather focusing on the only thing you have power over, your actions in the present. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I really here in this moment, or is my mind trapped in a time I cannot change? The answer will tell you a lot about where you are placing your energy. Living in the present not only brings you peace of mind, but it also allows you to act with greater clarity, purpose, and control. When you learn to value the now, you'll discover that in this moment lies all of your power. Lesson 5. Everything you need is already within you. How many times have you thought you needed something more to feel complete? More money, more recognition, better opportunities, or validation from others? But the Stoics taught something radical. You lack nothing. Everything you need is already within you. Epictetus said, "Do not seek outside of yourself the strength that you already possess within." Society has made you believe that success and happiness depend on external factors, but in reality, true strength comes from within. When you feel like you're lacking something, stop and repeat, I have everything I need within me. This is not just a motivational affirmation, it's a powerful reminder that resilience, determination, and clarity do not come from the outside, but from your mind and character. Think of a warrior without a sword. He does not complain about what he lacks, but uses his hands to defend himself. The same goes for life. If you don't have perfect resources, use what you have. If you don't have external support, rely on yourself. Mental self-sufficiency gives you power and freedom. You don't need anyone's approval to act. You don't need everything to be perfect to begin. Starting today, eliminate the scarcity mindset and replace it with the strength of what you believe. What you seek outside is already inside you. Lesson 6. Act like the person you want to become. Most people wait to feel ready before they start. They wait to have confidence to act, to feel motivated to move, to wait for the perfect moment to begin. But the Stoics taught the opposite. It is not emotion that creates action, but action that creates emotion. If you want to be strong, act like someone who is strong. If you want to be disciplined, behave with discipline. You don't need to feel confident to make the first right decision. You don't need to feel motivated to do what you need to do. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do what you must without expecting reward or recognition." It's not about waiting for the perfect mental state, but about becoming the person you want to be through your daily actions. Think about this. Every decision you make is a vote toward the person you are becoming. Do you want to be braver? Face what you fear. Do you want to be wiser? Start reading, reflecting, listening. Don't think about what you want. Behave as if you already were it. When doubts arise, tell yourself, today I act as the person I want to be. Not tomorrow, not when I feel ready, but now. Successful people are not always motivated, but they behave as though they are. Transformation happens when you stop waiting and start acting. In the end, you are not your desires nor your intentions. You are what you do, over and over again. Lesson 7. There is no progress without discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. No one becomes strong by avoiding effort, nor reaches greatness by staying where everything is easy. If you want to evolve, you must accept discomfort as part of the process. The Stoics understood that resistance is necessary for development. Epictetus said, "No man is free if he is not master of himself, and self-mastery is forged only in difficulties." Every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your character. Look at athletes. Their progress does not happen when they train within their comfort zone, but when they demand more from themselves, when they break their physical and mental limits. The same happens with the mind. If you always avoid pain, you will never develop the strength needed to face life. When you face a challenge, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" change the question to, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of complaining, tell yourself, "This discomfort is strengthening me." Think of an iron in the fire. It doesn't become stronger at low temperatures, but when it withstands extreme heat. You are the same. Every moment of adversity is forging a more resilient and wiser version of yourself. Embrace discomfort, welcome it, and turn it into your ally. Don't seek the easy way. Seek what makes you grow. Lesson 8. Your thoughts shape your identity. What you think about yourself becomes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you always fail, or that you don't have what it takes to succeed, sooner or later you'll begin to act in alignment with these beliefs. Your identity isn't set in stone, it's shaped by the thoughts you nurture every day. The Stoics recognized the immense power of thought. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Our life is what our thoughts make of it." If your thoughts are filled with defeat, your life will mirror that defeat. But if you cultivate thoughts of strength, determination, and growth, your life will reflect those qualities. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and despair, you will harvest insecurity and mediocrity. But if you plant seeds of conviction, discipline, and confidence, your identity will bloom with those virtues. When negative thoughts arise, don't accept them without questioning them. Ask yourself, do these thoughts strengthen me or weaken me? If they don't help, discard them and replace them with empowering affirmations. Every day remind yourself, I am strong, capable, and resilient. My thoughts shape my destiny, and I choose to think like someone who is successful. Don't wait to feel ready to change your mindset. Begin acting as the person you wish to become, and your identity will gradually adjust to that new reality. Everything starts in your mind. Make it work for you, not against you. Lesson 9. Every day is a chance to reinvent yourself. The greatest mistake you can make is thinking your past dictates your future. What you did yesterday, the mistakes you made, or the times you failed, don't define who you are today. Every morning is a fresh start, a blank page, and every day is an opportunity to write a different story. The Stoics understood that change is not about luck, but about decision. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. What matters is how many times you've gotten back up. Don't stay stuck in the past. If something went wrong, learn the lesson and move on. If you were weak yesterday, you can be strong today. If you doubted yesterday, you can take action today. The problem is that many people cling to a fixed identity. I've always been this way, I've never been disciplined, or I'm not good enough. But these aren't facts, they're just stories you tell yourself. And the best part is you can rewrite those stories at any time. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, today I have the opportunity to be better. But don't just think it. Take action. Don't wait for motivation to come to you. Act even if you don't feel it. If today were the first day of your life, how would you act? Because in reality it is. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow hasn't arrived. The only thing that matters is what you do with this moment. Reinvent yourself today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Lesson 10. Your mind is either your ally or your enemy. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you possess. It can either propel you to success or anchor you to mediocrity. It all depends on how you train it. If you allow it to go unchecked, it will become a battlefield of doubts, fears, and self-destructive thoughts. But if you master it, your mind will become your greatest ally. The Stoics knew that true control doesn't come from external circumstances, but from within the mind. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Our life is what our thoughts make of it." If you think like a victim, you will live like a victim. If you think like a warrior, you will act like one. An undisciplined mind seeks excuses. It tells you that it's too hard, that you can't do it, or that it's better to try tomorrow. But a disciplined mind doesn't entertain laziness, fear, or doubt. It focuses, takes action, and moves forward no matter the obstacles. When you feel your mind sabotaging you, ask yourself a fundamental Stoic question. Who is in control? My mind or me? The answer should always be the same. I am in control. You are not a slave to your thoughts. You are the one who chooses them. If a negative thought arises, you don't have to accept it. If doubt tries to paralyze you, don't listen to it. The key is training your mind like you would train a muscle, with consistency, discipline, and determination. Starting today, become the master of your mind. Every time you face an obstacle, tell yourself, I am in control. I decide how to react. Nothing external governs me. And with this mindset, move forward with strength regardless of what life throws at you. Now you understand. The words you use to speak to yourself don't just reflect your reality, they create it. These words are more powerful than you think. Your perception, energy, and confidence are all within your control, and it all begins with the words you choose. Practice these affirmations for 3 days and watch how your life begins to transform from the inside out. If this video has given you a new perspective, share it with someone who could use it. Helping others is one of the best ways to grow. Subscribe to keep receiving content that pushes your life forward. See you in the next video.